Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Dracu-riot. Let's continue. According to the report from the crime lab, L apparently stood for lycanthrope, meaning to turn into a lycanthrope. The people in the psychiatry field use it to describe madness akin to a wolf. Perhaps vampires that used L experienced elevation as if they had turned into a lycanthrope. We don't have time to worry about these things, but hearing the word lycanthrope on a daily basis is starting to get to me. Consequently, my intention to tell Rio the truth about me has all but disappeared due to this case.
おかしな話になってきたな。
Scanning over the news report from Avaji, the chief puts on a stern look. Any progress on the investigation into Hasuzawa?
進展といえば進展だが、これがつながるとすると、蓮沢は今回の件には関係がないのかもしれない。
What do you mean?
蓮沢が最後に目撃されたのは4年前。開発地区にあった建物付近でのことだ。だが、その建物はその後に全焼している。この全焼した建物というのが、また難物でな。どうやらアクアエデンの体制に異を唱える過激派のアジトだったらしい。地下階に何かの研究施設があったことは分かっていて、出火場所もその地下階からだったようだ。だが非合法な施設だったため、そこに出入りしていた人物も正確なところは分かっておらず、発見された焼死体から何名かが割り出されたに過ぎない。
Then Hasuzawa.
自分の研究さえできれば政治信条は問わない蓮沢自身の姿勢と、その当時公的機関での研究メンバーから外されていたことを踏まえれば、この反体制組織の研究に組みしていた可能性は高い。そしてこの最後の目撃証言以降、どこにも姿を現していないということは、
There's a high chance he was in that fire?
確かなことは言えないが、身元不明とされた焼死体もかなりあったからな。それとこの火災で発見された焼死体の中には、焼かれる前に殺されていたものもあることが分かっている。
Could Midaiji have been involved in this too?
御大寺がロシアから帰国したのは2年前のことらしい。火災があった4年前にも帰国していた可能性もあるが、少なくともその記録はない。2年前に帰国した理由は、参加していた研究プロジェクトが予算の関係から頓挫したからのようだ。
So does that mean Hasuzawa is unrelated to this case, if he was already dead by the time Midaiji returned?
だが、蓮沢の研究していたデータは何らかの形で御大寺が引き継いだ。
What happened to this anti-government organization? I doubt an organization like that would collapse from just having one of their bases destroyed.
その火災以降、目立った動きは見せていない。殺害、放火の可能性も高いからな。組織内での抗争があった可能性もあると見ている。
So it's safe to assume that this organization was undergoing research on lycanthrope cells, right? What were they aiming for?
どうやらカリスマとなる存在を作ろうとしていたようだ。ライカンスロープは恐怖の対象だが、それ以上に何者にも屈することない王者としての側面もある。その組織の標榜していた理念は、吸血鬼による人間社会の支配だったからな。強力な吸血鬼を作り上げれば旗印になると考えてもおかしくはない。
Powerful vampires.
その結果作り出されたのが吸血鬼用のドラッグというのも良かったのか悪かったのか。ライカンスロープなんてものが人工的に作り出されていたとしたら、本当にこのアクアエデンをひっくり返すことが可能だったかもしれん。とはいえ、ライカンスロープ自体本当にいるのかどうか怪しいところだがな。その因子とやらも何を根拠に本物だと考えたのやら。
So you're skeptical about the existence of lycanthropes?
俺自身が見たことがないからな。それに仮にライカンスロープが実在したとしてもだ、 そいつが犯罪に関与しない限りは特に関係ない。
Is that so?
俺はすでに人間と吸血鬼の違いについては受け入れてるつもりだ。その上で吸血鬼とライカンスロープにどれほどの違いがあるというんだ。もちろんそいつが不法に吸血したり吸血鬼を食らったりするなら話は別だが、そうでもなければ人間とも吸血鬼とも変わらんだろう。
You're right, you're not our chief for nothing. In reality, if you consider those humans that have accepted vampires and the fact that they suck human blood, there may not be much of a difference. However, many humans struggle to accept vampires. Similarly, many vampires would also find it difficult to accept lycanthropes. Furthermore, if these are artificial vampires we are talking about, they'll be attracting even more hate.
どうしたムズラ、顔色が悪いぞ。
No, I'm fine, thanks.
そうか。だがそろそろ疲労も溜まっていることだろう。無理やりにでも休暇を取ってもらわないとならんな。
I'm alright, let me continue with this investigation.
バカ、お前だけの話じゃない。メラやヤダや他の隊員すべてについてだ。ここのところ全員ろくな休みを取らずに捜査に当たっている。事件の解決も重要だが、それでお前たちに頼られても困るんだよ。
Yeah.
休養を取ることも仕事のうちだぞ。そんなに思い詰めた頭で何が解決するってんだ。
Yeah.
たく。
Scratching the back of his head, he grabs a thick pile of printouts from his desk and hands them over to me. How many pages is this? It's quite heavy.
ただ休むのが納得いかないというなら、これでも読んでおけ。
What are these?
御大寺のアジトに残されていた研究資料の一部をプリントアウトしたものだ。おそらくは蓮沢が個人的にまとめていたものだな。本気でライカンスロープを作れると信じていたんだろう。ライカンスロープの生態やその能力などの考察が書き連ねてある。研究データから御大寺もこの資料を重視していた形跡があるそうだ。こいつを頭に入れておけば御大寺の目的も見えてくるかもしれん。
Thank you very much.
おかえりなさい。ただいま。ごめんなさい、稲村さん。今日はもうこのまま眠らせてもらうわ。私もごめんね、リオちゃん。明日も早いから。いえ、お疲れ様です。ゆうとさんも？
I'm remaining on standby at home tomorrow. We're going rotate around having breaks.
稲村さんも明日はオフのはずよね。久しぶりに二人でイチャイチャするといいんじゃないかしら。イチャイチャするくらいはいいけど、エッチなこととかはしちゃダメだからね。
Hey, why is that? Leave us alone and go to bed already.
ほら、メラさん。私たちはお邪魔ですって。早速ユウとのけだものタイムが始まるというわけね。
Animal time?
だからダメだからね。けだものタイムは禁止だから。
I told you two to go to bed already. Pushing those two by their backs, I shoo them away to their own rooms. Man, Mio is always like that. As for Meta, she's always going on about not allowing things, but emits her curiosity everywhere.
ユウトさん、けだものタイムってどういうことをするんですか？何か準備とかした方が。
You don't have to worry about that. Anyway, I'd like something to eat.
はい、ただいま。
I sigh as I watch her hurry off to the kitchen. I don't have the energy for animal time, but just seeing her standing in the kitchen after coming home makes me feel at ease. Whilst affirming that she's someone who puts my heart at ease, I ask myself as to what am I to her. I know I'm causing her a lot of worry, but perhaps my existence in itself is something to be worried about. A study of how to artificially create lycanthropes. That's one of the reasons that I am not a lycanthrope, because all lycanthropes were born to destroy vampires. Were they though? As for my own situation, I guess I could explain it if I just thought of it as an irregularity.
ユウトさん、どうぞ召し上がってください。
Ah, udon?
釜玉うどんに蒸した鶏肉とネギを添えてみました。
This looks delicious. Thanks.
召し上がれ。
The warm noodles enter my exhausted body. The chicken is extremely tender, not to mention full of flavor. I can tell that it wasn't just simply steamed. This tastes extremely good. I want to ask her to be my wife, but she'll definitely overreact, so I refrain from doing so for now.
どうでしょう。
It's delicious.
よかった。あ、もし足りなかったらもう一玉作りますよ。柳井先輩とメラ先輩食べてくれませんでしたし。
Then I'll have another helping, please.
では早速ご用意しますね。
When I look at her like this, I'm starting to think that being a lycanthrope doesn't matter. I don't want her to get involved in drugs like that or the lycanthrope case. But if I really am a lycanthrope, shouldn't I be keeping my distance from her? Wouldn't I just be bringing her unhappiness? Since there's no school today either, I was considering getting a bit more sleep than usual. However, I ended up waking up at around the same time. I have to look through the documents too. I guess I'll spend the day going through those. I might find definite proof that I'm not a lycanthrope from these. Good morning.
あら、おはよう、ゆうと。せっかくの休暇なんだから、もっとゆっくりしていればいいのに。おはよう、むつらくん。
I kinda just woke up. I see you two are almost done eating.
これから出動だから。
Good luck with work. I kinda feel bad.
何を言ってるの、むつらくん。むつらくんだって今日は自宅待機っていうお仕事でしょ。そうそう、しっかり休んでちょうだい。いざって時に使い物にならなかったら承知しないから。おはよう。何？ゆうとってインポテンツなの？
What? Rude! Who are you calling impotent?
そうよ。インポテンツだったら承知しないっていう話で。もうまだ食事中なのにそういうお話しないでよ。ゆうとさん、エリナちゃん、おはようございます。インポテンツって何ですか？そうだ、リオならよく知ってるはずだよね。ゆうとが使い物にならないかどうか。ゆうとさんが使い物にならないなんて、そんなことありえません。ゆうとさんは誰よりも立派です。誰よりも立派それってどれくらい？いえ、単純な興味の話で、別にユートのあれが気になっているわけじゃないの。誤解しないでちょうだい。だからもうやめてってば。あれってどれのことです？
Good morning, Hideo. You don't have to mind their joke.
でもユートさんのことに関わりがあるならちゃんと知っておきたいです。
Mio, Mera-san, shouldn't you two hurry?
本当だ。急ごう、みゆちゃん。ええ、わかったわ。
And if I recall correctly, you have the same shift as Nicola, right? Shouldn't you be waking Nicola up?
はーい。それじゃあ、ごちそうさま。ごちそうさまでした。
Phew, that was close.
それで、あれってどれのことだったんでしょうか？
I'm starving. I wonder what's for dinner today.
ただいまご用意いたしますね。
Phew, that was really close. After Elina and Nicola head off to work, only Rio and I are left in the dorm. Upon bringing the documents to the common room and starting to look over them, Rio sits right beside me with a book.
飲み物を用意しますけど、何がいいですか？
Thanks, then I'll have black tea. She starts getting the hot water ready with a smile. We didn't make any plans to spend the day together. However, when I brought the documents to the common room, she chose to read a book here as well. Even though we don't say anything, I can feel the softness and warmth if I lean over a little. To me, she's already that special person.
はい、ゆうとさん、 お紅茶です。
Thanks.
どういたしまして。
We smile at each other. After taking a sip of tea, I turn my attention back to the documents. Although there are a few diagrams, most of it is just raw text. You could call it a thesis of sorts. With all this information, perhaps looking through it on the computer would have been easier. Well, maybe the chief finds it easier on paper. Lycanthropes and their characteristics. Lycanthropes have many characteristics. You may base them upon vampires. They must take human blood at fixed intervals. They grow weak in sunlight and their activity levels drop during the day. They are weak to seawater. Being near seawater itself makes them feel uncomfortable. In order to perform their abilities, they need to suck blood directly from a human. I take another sip as I digest the information. In other words, lycanthropes have the same limitations that vampires face. What separates lycanthropes from vampires are described below. Lycanthropes are able to retain and use multiple abilities. By sucking a vampire's blood, a lycanthrope is able to acquire said vampire's ability. By sucking a vampire's blood, a lycanthrope is able to acquire said vampire's memory. Even after drinking a vampire's blood, lycanthropes are unable to activate their abilities. The only known way to activate their abilities is to suck a human's blood. If this is true, the relationship between vampires and humans and the relationship between lycanthropes and vampires is somewhat different. Vampires need human blood to survive, whereas lycanthropes also need human blood to survive, not vampire blood. However, what's this about acquiring the vampire's memories? It's listed clearly, but I'm not sure how to interpret it. I get that they can view the memories and share the consciousness of those whose blood they suck, but if this means taking the memories as their own...
お紅茶入れ直しますね。
Okay, thanks. I think it's because I've been looking at the documents with a stern expression. I guess she wants me to relax. That's right, this is just the data left behind by a scientist. I won't understand everything even if I brood over it. I can't exactly question it either. Right now, I just have to get the information down without thinking about it too much. Figuring out Midaiji's movements is what's important.
はい、ゆうとさん。今日は休養なんですよね。あまり根を詰めないようにしてください。
Sorry, I can't help but lose myself in work. I'm glad you're with me.
いいえ、私はゆうとさんのそばにいたくて、ここにいるだけですから。
Well, I figured that if I was going to read over the data, I might as well do it here so that we could be together.
はい、嬉しいです。
Right.
そういえば、お夜食は何が食べたいですか？今日はゆうとさんと私の二人だけですし、ゆうとさんの好きなものをご用意しますよ。
Let's see. I'm fine with something simple, like fried rice, perhaps.
あ、チャーハンいいですね。昨日の鶏肉がまだ残っているので、それと玉ねぎも人参もあるし。
I just randomly thought of something, but it seemed to be a convenient choice for her. It's as if I can see her digging up the optimum recipe from her head.
はい、今ある材料で美味しいのが作れると思います。
I'm looking forward to it.
任せてください。
She claps on her chest with her eyes all sparkling. Seeing her breasts bounce makes her seem all the more reliable. Does it? Our first date was fun, but spending time leisurely together isn't bad either. I have a feeling this is also due to her personality. Okay, time to continue. Not only do lycanthropes possess multiple abilities, there are no known cases of them using physically enhancing abilities. Would regeneration be one of these? When regenerative abilities are activated, the body's metabolism is stimulated to return it to optimal health. However, even without the ability activated, these vampires recover faster than normal people. For example, a scratch healing immediately or the body aging slower. According to many sources on lycanthropes, there have been recorded conflicts between lycanthropes and vampires. From these, it appears that lycanthropes also have powerful regenerative abilities. Despite this, there are no documented cases of old lycanthropes in power for extended periods. That being said, when a lycanthrope acquires any form of physically enhancing ability, such as regeneration, superhuman strength, or the ability to harden the body, he will no longer have to rely on blood and become an existence that surpasses vampires. However, the literature also suggests that lycanthropes have never overpowered vampires without having sucked blood. I see. If lycanthropes could live as long as the Maya with their powers, there would definitely be stories passed down. I see. In that sense, even if lycanthropes are dangerous, they are certainly not invincible. If they don't suck blood, they're just like any ordinary vampire. Something smells really nice. The sound of stir-fry coming from the kitchen and a hunger-inducing aroma drifts my way. Leaving the documents aside, I head towards the dining table. Alright, it smells delicious, so I couldn't help but check it out. Gotcha. I'm digging in. Nom. Delicious, just like usual. Not my fault it's always delicious. Oh, but if I had to nitpick, you might want to break up the rice when stir-frying. Isn't it difficult to use the home stove? I don't think there's enough power if you do it like this. I didn't know about that technique. I see now. If you add some oil in advance, it will sink into the rice and make it difficult for them to clump together. I know that feel. It gives a completely different cooking experience. Well, I guess that's true. When I get hungry, I want to make something that doesn't take too long, which happens to be. And then my phone starts ringing. Rio gives me a small nod and urges me to go pick it up. Taking a look at the phone lying on the dining table, it's from a withheld number. Who could it be? I consider ignoring it for a moment, but I change my mind when it hits me that it could be related to the case. I answer the call. Hello? Who's that? That's right, and you are? Sensing that the voice is unusual, I answer whilst walking about from my seat. This isn't any ordinary voice. This person is using a voice changer. I ask, who are you? What was that? What do you mean? No thanks. I don't know what exactly you know about me, but... I told you I'm not interested. Hey, how did you know about Koya's business? My heart beats rapidly, as if someone is squeezing it. The person on the other side knows about me. At the very least, they know about my imperfect characteristics as a vampire. And to the designated location. I don't know what their relationship to Koya is, but the fact that they know where he did business means this person is related to L. Wait, maybe they've been observing all my movements and found out about my multiple abilities as well as the investigation? I should contact the chief first. Wait, then I'd have to tell him about the contents of this phone call. Then the question would arise as to why I received a call like this. In other words, the truth about me would come to light.
Ryoto-san?
Yeah? I see an anxiety in her eyes. Reflected in them is my helpless figure, which had gone red all over. Clap myself on the face twice and wake up. Calm down, I mustn't give her such a worried look. Sorry, Edio.
何かあったんですか？
An urgent summons from the Public Order Committee. I have to leave right away.
風紀班からの？
I wanted to stay with you a little longer. I'm sorry.
いえ、そんな。
The fried rice was delicious. I'll leave the house to you then.
はい。いってらっしゃい。
I'm off. Oops. His reaction this time definitely wasn't like it was from work. The expression he had on his face and the look in his eyes as he looked at me. I have a really bad feeling about this. As if being stirred by this feeling, I leave the dorm in a hurry. I frantically look around for him and start running in his direction. This may be the first time that I've made use of all 5 of my senses as a vampire. Although it's the first time, I'm glad it did the job right away. My sense of smell catches the scent of the fried rice that he ate just moments ago. I observe his back as he stands still just ahead. Is he thinking about something? Although it was supposedly an urgent summons, he sure is taking it easy. What do? I had a really bad feeling about this and ended up chasing him without thinking, but calling out to him would be weird. But I can't leave him like this. I'll follow him secretly and jump in to stop him if he tries anything dangerous. But that also seems... As I'm thinking that to myself, he starts moving again. Unable to make a decision, I continue trailing behind him. Where is he going? At the very least, it's clear that it's not in the direction of the Special Administrative Region Management Department. Yeah, Theory. I cover her mouth and take cover. Maybe it was my imagination. He turns back and looks around restlessly before moving off again. After confirming that she got to the message, I take my hands off her.
一体どうしたんですか、リオちゃん。いえ、ちょっと事情があって。あの後ろ姿はムツラくんですか？もしかして気がつかれないように後を？まあ、はい。
Having someone say that out loud makes me feel extremely stupid. Letting out my voice uncontrollably, I quickly cover my mouth. Cheating?
ですが、本当にそうなら絶対に許せません。追いかけましょう。
I guess she really thinks he's cheating on her, Dio, huh?
何をしているんですか、リオちゃん。ムツラ君を見失ってしまいますよ。はい。
If I recall correctly, it was the warehouse over there. Well, let's check it out next time on Dracu-riot. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a nice day. Bye bye!